I'm Connor and this is my Nissan S14A. I had my first car, which was an MG ZR, which at the time was amazing. Looking back, maybe a bit questionable at times, but I thought it was the best thing in the world. Then I had a Mark 2.5 Mazda MX-5, which I absolutely loved, and I would have loved to have kept as well, but the finances just weren't there and the dreams were more, so we moved on to this one. Always been interested in car films, you know, growing up watching the Fast and Furious. I think I was a little bit late on the train with it, but once I discovered it, I want to watch every film. Then it was going back through classic films, watching like Bullet and the original Italian Jobs, and it just sort of stemmed from there to a point where it was like you find the niche of the modified side of things, and then that eventually became the Japanese modified side of things, and that was where it sort of went, really. From being about 14, 15 in school, I just remember seeing S14s on Facebook and the internet and things like that, and something just took me. I think it was the anger in the front lights of them. I just really liked the sort of stance and attitude that they had for some reason, and even though they were far bigger, better, more expensive, higher powered cars, but there's just something about the way they look that I just never seemed to get past, and ever since being that age, it was like, that is the car I want. There's been plenty of times where people have had their kids walking near the car and they're like, oh, Mum, look at that Lamborghini and all this sort of stuff, and it's just like, you've got to laugh because it gets attention from all different people, all ages and all walks of life. You know, I've spoken to 75, 80-year-old women that have had an S13 when they were brand new, and they said, oh, is that a 200 SX? And it's like, yeah, actually. And they said, oh, you know, I had one of these 20 years ago when they were brand new. And it's great to have like a little bit of a common ground, because usually with being into cars, and obviously it's loud and it's silly, you don't usually get to talk to people like that. So it's great to find common ground and just have a bit of a chat as if you know each other, kind of thing. Then you get like dads coming up to you with their kids, oh, can we sit in it? Can we do this? Can we do that? And it's like, yeah, you know what? Feel free. Like, that's what it's all about. You know, in my opinion, if you've got a car that gets attention, let people enjoy it. You know, there's a lot of people that would kill to have things like that, but, you know, they have family commitments. They've been unfortunate at times. The financial commitments go elsewhere. So let people enjoy it. You know, I take people out regularly in it. If I go to a little get-together locally, you know, mums will come up to me, oh, you know, my son loves your car, he loves Fast and Furious, blah, blah, blah. Would you mind nipping him out? And it's like, yeah, of course I will, you know, because if someone did that for me when I was a kid and I was watching Fast and Furious, God, my mind would have been blown, you know, it would have made my year. So I just think, pass it on, let people do that. And then when they come round to having these sorts of cars, they might do the same thing, you know. But yeah, it gets so much attention, sometimes negative, obviously, but you've got to try and flip that to a positive. Yeah, loads of funny comments, you know, you get some elderly people walking past it when the underglow's on and like, oh God, is it a Christmas tree? Obviously it's covered in stickers now as well, so you definitely get some odd looks. I think some people think it's a Hot Wheels car and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, generally speaking, people love it, and it's really great to stop and chat. You know, you go to the supermarket, you get chatting with someone about it, and it's great. It's just a bit of common ground. From a social aspect, it's fantastic. Like, the amount of people that you meet through it is just great. You don't get that from anything else.